Hello, and today I'll be doing a video that was actually requested by another YouTuber and Northeast Ohio farmer, I believe it was, and it is going to be a walk around of our 1086 International. We use it to run the Hydra swing that we had in the last video. Usually it's been a pretty decent machine. It's got a little rust going in the corners, but it's, for its age, it isn't too bad. It's got a little homemade rock box up in the front, in case I find a rock or something that gives me trouble with the A-line, so I'm not busting guards all the time. On the back end, it's got the dual, got your 540 and your 1000 shafts coming out. We actually run the 1000 shaft on the pump. And we've got 3 valves plumbed into this one. We only need the 2 to run this. And this particular tractor has, it's about 131 horsepower out the PTO. It runs a 6.8 liter International diesel. A little windy, hope it isn't causing much of a disturbance. Yeah, she runs pretty good. On the backs we've got 18 438s tires, and on the fronts, what do we run? There we go, 1016. On the front, don't know if you can see it, but we got that bar sticking up there. That's what we used to use to run the mirrors with. Oh, we got those up on the Magnum now. Back here you got your main fuel tank, which is believe this should have a 63 gallon capacity, with your auxiliary or your another tank down here in the bottom that flows with the draw tube down. The toolbox there with your little tools. And in the cab, all your climate controls up top. Radio, I guess I don't use it, but all your standard stuff. This is one of the newer 86s, so it's got the completely digital readout. And of course, she's got your regular gauges on the other side. Your throttle on this side, your TA over there, which for those of you who don't know, it's just the torque amplifier. Just going in down the field, if there's a rock or something that you don't want to hit so fast, you just throw that down, and that just pretty much cuts your gear, so you're going a little bit slower. Then you just throw her back forward, and you're back in your main direct. And with the gear patterns, you've got your park, your neutrals in the middle. Got your reverse down here, your low, your high, and your 4 in each gear. PTO levers back there. And with having the full 3 hydraulic valves, usually don't use the 3rd one. And these are both your 3-point when you're running your 3-point attachments. And you can see down here, might be able to see that. There's your ether start. We usually don't use them. All your lights, your 12 volt later switch and your horn. Probably doesn't work. And fires right off. Now our digital readout doesn't work very well. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it doesn't. Like right now it's trying to tell me I'm running 2,800 RPM when I'm barely over an idle. These gauges, they all work for the most part. Fuel gauge is a little iffy. No, coolant temp usually works, but just hasn't started reading yet. Yep, we got the front lights and your hazards work in the front. Hazards work in the back, just kind of hard to see. And then you got the work lights, which gives you the additional light out the front on each side. And also turns on the two back ones. And while I'm at it, I might as well give a more in-depth look on this. What we got is the 16-foot HS series hay head with the 1475 Hydro Swing unit on it. It is actually all hydraulic with the pump. So when the pump goes, the oil goes from the pump down this big line all the way over to the back. That goes into your block, which travels down to all your gears and motors down there. You see where the hoses go. And their turn line goes into your filter, into here. As you can see, there is no radiator anywhere to cool the oil. So what actually happens is, where the line goes into the tongue, it just dumps it, and it just flows down this steel tongue all the way down, and then it gets sucked out of this tube. So the actual act of the oil flowing down the tongue is what cools it. Which is actually a pretty good idea, considering you might as well. And then you got the actual head itself. Really pretty simple. Just in this cover where all the drives are. Yeah, and here you got your 2 U-joints to go down and run your crimping rolls. Which crimping rolls are mainly just, so it's more so when you're doing alfalfa or grass. When the alfalfa and grass gets jammed through these rollers, it cracks the stems open so they dry faster. Usually cut a good day off your dry time. And that's just where your cylinder mounts onto your tongue to swing the whole unit. Of course, your lift cylinders on the tires. Got 2 of these big suspension springs on each side. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you have any other videos that you would like to request, or some you've seen that you would like a more in-depth look at, or something along those lines, I would like to comply. So that'll be it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.